We all have to die someday. Try not to go by getting your ass beat, especially when you put your hands on somebody first.
Hey y'all, welcome back to the Just a Girl Show. My name is Janine. If you are new here, if you're new to the channel, of course, hit that subscribe button, turn your notifications on so you never miss an episode. And if you are a subscriber, welcome back to the channel. So, as I always say, I speak out and use my platform to be a teachable moment, educational, just purposeful for the youth to possibly come across, be shared with them to understand, you know, why it's important to behave a certain way, conduct yourself a certain way, move a certain way, right? But unfortunately, right, the way that we are being raised, the way women have been raised over the years to have nasty attitudes, to be bullies, to do whatever they want to do, gets us in very bad situations, very bad. And unfortunately, a 75-year-old woman has died as a result of a heart attack, I believe. We're going to say allegedly. She died of a heart attack after getting into a physical altercation over a coffee order. I'm going to share this clip of the story and we're going to come back and talk about it.
Did you hear about the 75-year-old woman who died after getting into a fight with an employee at Tim Hortons?
So, unfortunately, as y'all can see, altercation happens. It looks like she comes in hot, complaining about her coffee. They're talking. Maybe it's getting hostile. The other coworker steps in, is trying to possibly de-escalate things. You can tell that she did put her hands on Anita first, but it doesn't come off in my opinion, aggressive. It comes off like kind of like, yes, she touched her, but it didn't come off like a push. It came like a, like, ma'am, calm down, right? Like, is escalating, right? We can't hear what's exactly being said, but we can clearly tell, right? And then it goes left. Anita slaps her, pushes, and then they start fighting. And this is how she allegedly died, due to a heart attack from the altercation, obviously. But for some reason, I don't know why the story came out initially and said that she was beat up and jumped and all this other stuff, which was not the case.
Another note that I don't think that a lot of us are realizing about the Anita Gray situation is she was not beaten to death. She got into an argument, they separated, and she died on the side a couple minutes later. She wasn't beat down to a horrible, crazy pulp and then passed out of her injuries. They had their argument after she went and was the active aggressor trespassing, and they separated them. She was okay. She sat down to the side. Two people went to check on her and they're like, hey, are you okay? Then they called the authorities. But you cannot barge your way into an area over a drive-through coffee. She got a drive-through coffee. She didn't like it. She went inside. She was aggressive. She tried to get into the back. They tried to call a team lead to mediate it. She still is in their face. You're allowed to push somebody out the way if they try to push into your apartment door. If they try to push in where you're at, you're allowed to be like, hey, get off.
My first of all, it's unfortunate that this woman is no longer here, right? It's unfortunate, rest in peace to her, condolences to her family. The sad part is, at 75 years old, coming into a store, you're upset about your order, but coming in the way that you came in, aggressive, demanding, possibly, just being disrespectful, led to this interaction, right? Because the reality of it is everybody's not being raised to be respectful to the elders, right? People are not just letting you talk to them any kind of way because of your age. Everybody's not raised that way. Even if you're being disrespectful to me as an old lady, I'm gonna just be like, you know what, grandma, I'm gonna just be quiet, right? Because I was raised to respect my elders. Everyone is not being raised that way. You know, these women are not raised this way at all, right? And a lot of people have their opinions about this, especially Black people. And I'm gonna share a few of those videos for y'all because most people, from what I'm seeing, feel that Anita was dead wrong. And as someone of her age, she should have handled the things differently. And they don't agree with the way she did things. Here's a few of those videos. We're gonna come back and talk about it.
Y'all, I done watched that Tim Horton video with that old lady and those employees like 10 different times. I am so confused because, you know, I'm seeing people saying that the employees pushed that lady first. Now, the video I saw, I'm not excusing what the employees did because that lady unfortunately lost her life, but I saw the employee trying to break it up. Like, she was telling her to get out and, like, bag up. I ain't see no employee just full on push that lady like that. Anyways, and then people are saying that, you know, they could have walked away. Like, y'all ain't never had nobody up in your face like that. Like, if you had somebody up in your face like that, berating you, it's hard to turn away from a situation like that.
Girl, fuck you. Okay? I'm sorry. Fuck you. Your mama was dead ass wrong. That's not how we treat our elders. No, you're absolutely right. Our elders supposed to be teaching the young people how to act. She got her 75-year-old ornery ass out the damn car, and you went in there to complain about a coffee. Fine, you complained about a coffee. You went in there and berated the young lady. Wrong for you to be somebody that's 75 years of age. Then an employee had to step in and keep you from hitting the young girl. You hit the girl, and she hit you back. What am I missing here? What am I missing? If your ass know you 75 years old, why would you go in there and try to get in a fight with somebody? That's not the way we treat our elders. Girl, fuck you and your damn mama. Don't nobody feel no waste time that your old mama went in there and picked a goddamn fight with a young girl and her heart was bad. Don't go call Ben Crump. Don't go call the NAACP. Your mama attacked that damn girl. She got in a fight and she lost. Your mama picked a fight. She lost. She ran her blood pressure up and then subsequently had a heart attack. I am sorry. What am I missing here? Y'all gotta sue them. She don't have no basis to sue. You went in there, as a matter of fact, the little girl ought to sue your mammy and her estate. Your mama got out the car over a $2.50 coffee order, went in there and showed her natural black ass. The situation escalated. Your mama hit that girl first. That girl defended herself and proceeded to fight your mama. Catch this tea. Because here's where the prosecution finna get your ass. The fight was over. The fight, baby, they about to George Floyd defense the hell out of your mama. The fight was over. They helped your mama up. They gave her ass a cup of coffee. They gave her ass a cup of water. Your mother is seen walking around after the fight. How do we not know she had a heart attack as a result of whatever medication she did or did not take this morning?
So I was able to look at the video of Anita Grayson apparently going into Tim Hortons and losing her life after an assault. The way that the story has been sold is that this elderly grandma goes into the store and is just attacked by an employee and she ends up losing her life. So they were like, yeah, there's video footage to show it. It's just too graphic to see. So I'm like, hold on now. They must have really messed Granny up. So let me go see what exactly happened. Y'all, I go and look at the video and I am just waiting for the employee to hit Granny in the face or knock her out. While I look at the video and the grandmother is the one that's being the aggressor. Hello? Granny is trying to nuck if you buck, okay? She is in there throwing her hands up, being very aggressive. You can see her talking to not one, but two employees, and both of the employees are telling Granny to calm down, leave the store. Anita did not leave the store. Anita hauled off and punched one of the employees in the face. And she didn't do like a tap. You know what I'm saying? She punched that girl to the point to where the employee's hat flew off of her head. So naturally, that employee defended themselves. And Granny ended up getting a concussion and likely lost her life from that concussion. So Everybody is trying to say, shut Tim Hortons down. No, y'all need to start holding people accountable, no matter if they're old or young.
And a lot of y'all are the reason why the youth has lost a lot of respect for the elderly, because y'all are really coming forward and saying that this 75-year-old woman has lived long enough to say whatever she wants out of her mouth. No, ma'am. That's not how that works. Respect is a two-way street, and you give it in order to receive it. I don't give a damn if you're elderly or not. No, at no age do you get a pass for disrespecting people. And I'm not sure what video y'all have been watching, because the one I watched, like I said before, grandma was the aggressor, clearly. And even when they were rumbling on the floor, grandma wasn't no punk. She definitely was holding her own. And on top of that, they say she ripped a piece of the employee's hair out and it was on the floor. So, like I said, it's an unfortunate situation and it's something that could have been easily avoidable. But when you have people who think that they get passes just because they're elderly, these type of things are going to continue to happen because they don't have any respect. She came in the door confrontational. You could tell by her body language. It doesn't even matter. I don't even need to hear the audio. I could tell by her body language she was being confrontational. So, with that being said, and like I said, I know y'all always love to jump on, y'all gonna jump on this because the lady was black and the employees were white, but grandma is still wrong. I don't give a damn how much y'all try to spin it. She wrong. Dead motherfucking wrong at that.
When are we going to learn to take accountability? When are we going to learn to acknowledge our wrongs and move forward? No one respects anyone who can't acknowledge the fact that they messed up. With that being said, watch this clip.
That's not how we treat our senior citizens. We be careful with them. We make sure that they're all right. We don't jump on them and attack them.
See, this is what annoys me about situations like this. You know that your mom was wrong and you refuse to acknowledge that she did do something wrong. You show a beautiful picture of your mom, which I'm sure she was a loving individual. However, in this moment, she messed up. She attacked someone and sadly lost her life. And now you want to blame everyone else but your mom. And then you say you feel like it's victim blaming. Did we watch the same video? At 75 years old, you do not look for fights. You use your words, just as we tell our children while we're raising them. The fact that we feel the need to get civil rights activists involved, the fact that we think we need to protest and demand arrest in this situation is ludicrous. And I think that we should reevaluate the situation and look at it for what it is.
So, this is what they have to say. They believe that she was the aggressor. I'm not really here to discuss who was right or wrong. My issue is the fact that at 75 years old, this is still how you conduct yourself, right? This is the reality of these women. That these are the women who are raising the women and they're raising and it's just a domino effect. Okay? Unfortunately, her granddaughter came out and expressed this, that she's happy her grandmother is no longer here because of the alleged abuse that her grandmother, of how she treated her aunt and her own mother.
Did you hear about the 75-year-old woman who died after getting into a fight with an employee at Tim Hortons? Well, one of her family members stepped up to say thank you to the employee who beat her up because she got what she deserved. A woman by the name of Chandrika Grayson claims that Anita Grayson was her mother's stepmother. Chandrika claims that while everybody wants to feel sorry for Anita's death, she was no weak and feeble woman. She says that Anita abused her mother and her aunt for years, and no one would ever stand up to her. In her viral Facebook post, she explained, "The mask has finally slipped and the truth is out for everyone to see. For years, my mom and auntie talked about the aggression, the abuse, and the mistreatment they endured when they lived with Anita Grayson. And what did the Graysons do? They tried to cover it up. They denied it. They tried to paint this public picture of a helpless, weak, 75-year-old woman with congestive heart failure who wouldn't hurt a fly. They wanted everyone to think she was too brittle to do anything. But God has a way of bringing what's done in the dark straight into the light. This video from the Fort Wayne Tim Hortons shows exactly who she really is. is. That is not a weak, fragile woman. That is the exact same aggression she took out on my mom and my aunt for years. The only difference is my mom and aunt were defensive and vulnerable. The people in this video were not. They gave her back blow for blow because we are in a new age of fuck around and find out. You can't hide behind a narrative anymore. The camera doesn't lie and the cover up is officially over. I am so thankful that the truth is finally standing up for my family. And then she went on to post again saying thank you to August Honor, the Tim Hortons employee who beat Anita Grayson up, even going so far as to say, we see you and we appreciate you and we have your back through it all day, every day. Do you believe Chandrika, who said this was karma for Anita Grayson, who was abusive toward her mother and aunt for years, and no one would ever stop her?
What kind of person do you have to be for your family member to come out and say they're happy someone finally fought back because her mother didn't fight back, her aunt didn't fight back, allegedly? So that gives context of the type of attitude you had, entitled, aggressive, demeaning attitude that will only, I think, unfortunately, if they do want to press charges or fight. I mean, this granddaughter is saying like, this is how she was. She wasn't no innocent old lady. She wasn't no sweet little, And that's sad though, because they're raising our girls. She raised her daughter. Again, they don't care about who can't nobody check them. None of these young girls, none of these women. So we're only going to continue to have more and more and more women who are 50, 60, and 70 years old walking around here being bullies. And it starts young. I've said this before. I haven't had many students that I've worked with that I could not stand, but I had one that I will never forget. When I say I could not stand her, it was her attitude. The attitude was the worst I've ever experienced in my life. It was so disgusting, so nasty, that it was just like hard to even be around her. It was just terrible. At 14 years old, the most disgusting attitude that I've ever seen in my life. That it's like, if you don't get it together now, I can imagine what you'll be like in another 5 years. Probably would, unfortunately, could probably be in jail or unalive because of your own nasty attitude, things like that. You understand what I'm saying? So when you think about these young women and how they're continuing to be raised to be this way, how do we prevent some of this stuff? How do we change some of this stuff when our girls are being raised to have these nasty attitudes and walk in establishments and do this type of stuff, and everything is being recorded, everything is being, and people are protesting it. The Black community is protesting it. They're saying that this is something possibly racially, being done.
If Anita Grayson was a white woman that walked her ass inside that coffee shop trying to start a fight with some black folks that work there, you same motherfuckers that screaming racism, y'all would have been on the employee side. So cut the shit. That woman was 75 years old and she knew she had heart problems. She walked her ass in there looking for trouble. She could have called one of her relatives. She could have called the police, but she went in there trying to look for a fight and she got exactly what she was looking for. Make the shit make sense. And all y'all ass that's making excuses for her, shut the fuck up. She's 75 years old. Why was she going there looking for trouble? Why not call a relative? That's y'all goddamn problem now. Y'all think y'all can just handle shit by y'all damn self and y'all be old as hell. Old as a damn mummy fart. Thinking your ass can go in there and put your hands on people just because they, what, younger than you? The shit don't make no sense. Where's the accountability in this situation? And then y'all say that they murdered her. No, they didn't murder her. If anything, she took herself out. She knew she had heart problems. If you got heart problems, why the hell is you trying to go somewhere starting fights? Make that shit make sense.
But y'all, this is sad. And this is the reality though. This is the reality. I mean, I know a lot of people are upset with the Black people who don't agree with it. The Black people who are saying she was the problem. Because, we typically are the ones who want to always go with it. And there are people who are saying like, oh well, we should have handled things differently. Oh, if it was you, you should just walk away. If it was you, you should just walk away. And the reality of it is, they don't even walk away in the comments. They know how they're being raised. They know how they act. They fight in the comments. They can't help themselves. So you want to sit here and say what somebody should have done when y'all sit online and go on people's comments, make videos about them, never the bigger person. So again, I understand why people are mad at some Black people who are not playing the victim role. Again, I'm not here to say who's right or wrong. I'm here to talk about the behavior and how this stuff is detrimental to the community of us to behave this way and act this way as women. Period. So we got to do better as women. We got to do better as people. Like I said, her granddaughter putting this post out and speaking out, it's like says a lot, and it's sad. It's very, very, very sad. But these are just my thoughts, per the usual. Share your thoughts in the comments. Like the video, of course, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys in the next episode soon. Bye.